In order to understand hormones in homeostasis and reproduction, we first need to understand the endocrine system. So this regulates the body's set points, such as temperature, heart rate, and metabolism. The triggers are important physiological events, such as puberty and reproduction. And the endocrine system facilitates cell-to-cell communication for things such as glucose uptake and antihistamine release, such as the stuffy nose and runny eyes and itchy face you experience when you encounter things you're allergic to, like dust mites or pollen. Hormones are chemicals secreted by an endocrine gland or an organ into the blood for the body's transport. So several examples of hormones include estradiol, testosterone, and cholesterol. Read the textbook that comes along with this prep course to learn more about the functions of each of these hormones. So hormones affect growth, metabolism, development, and homeostasis. They basically affect a lot of things in the body. Now, an endocrine gland is a ductless gland or a single cell that secretes a hormone which then travels throughout the bloodstream, and it targets a particular cell or a particular organ which has special receptors for that hormone. So one example of a system of hormone release is when you eat food, which you've probably done for breakfast or lunch or even dinner today, and digest it, which then causes the level of glucose in your blood to rise. Now, if you or someone you know has diabetes, this is an especially important topic for them. In response to the increase in glucose in the bloodstream, the pancreas secretes insulin into the blood. In response to higher insulin levels, glucose is then transported into fat cells and liver cells to store glucose as glycogen. As a result, glucose levels in the bloodstream then drop. Now that in a response to lower concentration of glucose in the blood, the pancreas stops secreting insulin. And so you can see that this is a cycle, goes around, and then the next time you eat, the same thing will happen again. So hormones are signals. Once they're released by the control center of the body, which usually is the brain, hormones work as signals in one of two ways. They either diffuse into a cell's cytoplasm and join with a receptor protein, which then causes a response, or they join with a receptor protein in the cell membranes, which then causes a response later. And this picture of the pink flamingo with its chick is an example of some of the things that hormones initiate, which include maternal behavior and caretaking behavior of offspring. Hormones are also very important for reproduction. They're responsible for sexual maturation and cycling. For instance, development of gonads, which release hormones, development of sperm and eggs, release of eggs, development of embryos after fertilization, and contractions during labor or egg laying, depending on the animal. And they also trigger lactation or other maternal behavior. So check the book that came with this course to learn more information about the details of how hormones affect the reproductive cycle.